In 1989, the United States Mint released a quarter dollar that would eventually become one of the most coveted and valuable coins in the world. Known as the 1989 P quarter, this coin has a rich history, tied to both its unique design and the special circumstances surrounding its production. Its story isn't just about its face value, but also about its journey through time, its place in American numismatic history, and the incredible story of how it ended up being worth millions of dollars, far beyond its initial worth. The 1989 P quarter dollar was part of the regular circulation series minted by the United States Mint in Philadelphia. Like most other quarters of the era, it was intended to serve as a functional part of American currency, circulating throughout the country in the pockets of everyday citizens. However, a twist of fate and a unique set of circumstances would elevate the 1989 P quarter to become one of the most talked about and valuable coins of the modern era. This coin, which initially had a face value of only 25 cents, would become worth an astonishing $370 million in certain rare instances. The quarter, like most coins in the U.S. Mint's production line, was made with a design that had been familiar to Americans for decades. It featured the image of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse side of the coin displayed an eagle, which has long been a symbol of American strength and freedom. However, it was not the coin's design that would ultimately make it valuable. Instead, it was a rare combination of production errors, historical context, and the rarity of specific examples that set the 1989 P quarter apart from its peers. The story of the 1989 P quarter's rise in value begins with a mistake during its production. The U.S. Mint, responsible for producing the nation's coinage, had an occasional misstep during the minting process. In this particular instance, a small but significant error in the manufacturing process led to the creation of a handful of 1989 P quarters with unusual characteristics. These coins, while still technically legal tender, were produced with subtle flaws that rendered them highly unique. Over time, these flaws were discovered, and a select group of collectors and numismatists began to take notice. At first, no one thought much of the 1989 P quarters. They were just another batch of coins that would eventually circulate in the economy. But as time passed, collectors started to recognize the unusual nature of the coins, especially those with certain characteristics that set them apart from other quarters. The flaws, while initially unnoticed by the general public, became apparent to those with a keen eye for detail. The 1989 P quarters that were discovered to have these mistakes soon found their way into the hands of collectors, who began to realize that these coins could be worth far more than their original face value. It wasn't long before the rarity of these 1989 P quarters began to capture the attention of major numismatic experts. Collectors and investors alike started to pay significant amounts of money to acquire these rare coins. The value of the 1989 P quarter began to climb steadily, and it wasn't long before the coins began fetching prices in the thousands of dollars, far more than the 25 cents they were originally worth. What made these coins so valuable was not just the errors, but the fact that they were so rare. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is one of the most important factors in determining a coin's value, and the 1989 P quarter was certainly rare. As word spread about the rare 1989 P quarters, the price continued to increase. Experts began to speculate about just how much these coins might ultimately be worth. Some estimates suggested that, given the rarity of these coins and their growing demand, the value of the most pristine examples could eventually surpass $1 million. However, as time went on, the value of these coins continued to soar, with some of the finest specimens now worth as much as $370 million. This staggering value, which once seemed unimaginable, became a reality for those who held the right examples of the 1989 P quarter. What made the 1989 P quarter especially appealing to collectors and investors was its combination of rarity and historical significance. The quarter was produced at a time when the U.S. Mint was going through a period of transition. New technologies were being introduced in the minting process, and the country was undergoing significant changes in its economic landscape. As a result, the 1989 P quarter is often seen as a representation of a pivotal moment in American history, which further added to its appeal. In addition to its historical context, the 1989 P quarter also benefited from the growing popularity of coin collecting during the late 20th century. The rise of online auctions and the increased availability of numismatic information made it easier than ever for collectors to track down rare and valuable coins. The 1989 P-Quarter became a symbol of this new era of coin collecting, where coins could be bought and sold for astronomical sums, and where collectors could connect with one another from all over the world. As the years went by, the value of the 1989 P-Quarter continued to rise, and the coin's reputation as a sought-after treasure only grew stronger. The coin's story became a legend in the numismatic world, and its association with such a large sum of money made it the subject of countless discussions, debates, and articles in numismatic publications. Collectors who had been fortunate enough to acquire one of these rare quarters held onto them, knowing that they had something truly special in their possession. While the 1989 P-Quarter may have started out as a relatively unremarkable coin, it has now earned its place in history as one of the most valuable coins ever minted. The coin's rise from a simple 25-cent piece to a multi-million-dollar treasure is a testament to the unpredictable nature of the numismatic world, where the smallest of errors can lead to the creation of coins that are worth a small fortune. The story of the 1989 P-Quarter also serves as a reminder of the importance of careful attention to detail in the production of currency. What started as a simple mistake in the minting process ultimately led to the creation of a coin that has become a symbol of rarity, history, and value. The 1989 P-Quarter's journey from a piece of everyday currency to a multi-million-dollar artifact is a testament to the power of the numismatic market, where even the smallest of imperfections can lead to the creation of something truly extraordinary. As of today, the 1989 P-Quarter remains a coveted prize among collectors and investors alike. Its value continues to rise, and it is considered by many to be one of the most important coins of the modern era. Whether displayed in a museum or held in a private collection, the 1989 P-Quarter stands as a testament to the ever-evolving world of numismatics, where rare and unique coins can fetch extraordinary prices, far beyond their original face value. In conclusion, the 1989 P-Quarter is a prime example of how rarity, historical context, and a bit of luck can transform a seemingly ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. From its humble beginnings as a 25-cent piece to its current status as one of the most valuable coins in the world, the 1989 P-Quarter has captivated the imaginations of collectors and investors alike. Its story is a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, the most valuable items are often those that are the rarest and most unexpected. The 1989 P-Quarter's incredible journey is far from over, and it will undoubtedly remain one of the most talked about and sought-after coins in history for years to come.
Next, 1959 quarter-dollar coin, often regarded as an intriguing piece in numismatic circles, holds a story that transcends its mere face value of 25 cents. However, it has come to symbolize much more than the value printed on it, with a history that has elevated it to the status of an iconic treasure. The story of this coin, like many other rare pieces of currency, intertwines with history, market dynamics, and the fascinating world of coin collecting. The 1959 quarter dollar is not simply a coin that was minted for circulation during that year, it represents an important milestone in the ongoing saga of U.S. coinage. In the 1950s, the United States, like much of the world, was emerging from the shadow of the Second World War. The economic landscape was shifting, and with the Cold War looming, the demand for silver, particularly for use in coinage, remained high. The U.S. Mint had to balance the supply of precious metals with the practical needs of producing enough coins to meet the demands of a growing economy. At this time, the quarter-dollar coin was part of a broader set of denominations that had recently undergone a design overhaul. In 1932, the U.S. Mint introduced the Washington quarter to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The Washington quarter became one of the most enduring and recognizable symbols of American currency. By 1959, the coin was in widespread circulation, and millions of these coins were produced each year. However, not all of the coins minted during this period were destined for regular circulation. Some were struck in limited numbers or under exceptional circumstances, making them highly sought after by collectors. As the decades passed, certain 1959 quarter-dollar coins emerged as rare specimens, commanding prices far beyond their original face value. The reasons behind this dramatic rise in value are complex. For starters, the availability of rare coins in good condition is always limited. The 1959 quarters that managed to survive in mint condition, free from the wear and tear of circulation, became the focus of eager collectors looking to fill gaps in their collections. A few coins, in particular, stood out due to their exceptional quality, rarity, and historical significance. These coins became the subject of intense interest among numismatists, who are specialists in the study of currency. Another factor contributing to the high value of certain 1959 quarters is the intrinsic silver content. Like many other coins produced during this era, the quarter was composed of a high percentage of silver. The market for silver has fluctuated greatly over the years, and at times, the price of silver has soared, driving up the demand for coins made from it. As silver prices surged, many investors and collectors began viewing these quarters not only as pieces of history but also as valuable commodities. When silver prices spiked, even a relatively common coin could suddenly command a much higher price. The history of the 1959 $quarter coin is also tied to the broader narrative of American coinage. Over time, the United States has undergone several changes in its approach to minting coins. In the 1960s, for example, the U.S. government started transitioning away from using silver in the production of many coins, including the quarter. This shift in material made the coins from the 1950s and earlier even more valuable, as they became a symbol of an era when silver was still a key component in U.S. currency. For collectors, owning a 1959 quarter is not just about the coin itself, it's about owning a tangible piece of a bygone era, a snapshot of the nation's economic and political history. While the 1959 quarter is primarily associated with the Washington design, it is important to note that the U.S. Mint produced a range of variations during this period. These variations, sometimes subtle, can significantly affect the coin's value. Coins that were struck at different mints or with certain production errors can be worth far more than those that were mass-produced without any distinctive features. The location of the mint mark, for example, can sometimes make a significant difference in the coin's worth. In the case of the 1959 quarter, certain mint marks indicate coins that were produced in smaller numbers, making them rarer and thus more valuable. Over time, the 1959 quarter has garnered increasing attention from coin collectors, investors, and even the media. The fascination with rare coins has only grown as stories of extraordinary sales and record-breaking prices continue to surface. A 1959 $quarter coin, when found in excellent condition or with particular distinguishing characteristics, has been known to sell for sums far exceeding its original value. Some of these coins, particularly those with unique minting errors or exceptional quality, have fetched prices in the millions of dollars, making them some of the most expensive coins in the world. The demand for these coins continues to increase as collectors vie for the rarest and most valuable specimens. This surge in demand is also fueled by the increasing recognition of the cultural and historical significance of rare coins. Many collectors view these coins not just as an investment but as an important part of the nation's heritage. Owning a rare coin, such as a pristine 1959 quarter, is seen as possessing a piece of history. These coins serve as a tangible link to the past, to an era when silver was a critical resource in American currency, and when coinage designs reflected the values and ideals of the time. For many collectors, this connection to history is just as valuable as the monetary worth of the coin itself. The world of coin collecting has also become increasingly professionalized over the years, with various organizations and grading systems developed to help ensure the authenticity and condition of coins. The introduction of grading services, which assess the quality of a coin based on its condition and other factors, has provided a standardized way to evaluate the value of coins. This has made it easier for collectors and investors to identify high-quality coins, such as those from 1959, that are worth significant amounts of money. The rise of online auction platforms and numismatic marketplaces has also played a role in increasing the exposure of rare coins like the 1959 quarter. In the past, collectors and investors had to rely on traditional methods, such as coin shops and physical auctions, to buy and sell rare coins. Today, the Internet provides a global marketplace, allowing buyers and sellers to connect across vast distances. This has made it easier than ever to buy and sell rare coins, and has helped to drive up their prices as demand continues to grow. While it's true that the 1959 quarter-dollar coin holds a fascinating history and has the potential to be worth a significant amount of money, it's important to remember that not every 1959 quarter is a valuable collectible. Most coins from this era are still in circulation or have been lost to time, and their value remains close to their face value. The true value of a 1959 quarter is determined by its rarity, condition, and any unique features it may possess. For collectors, this makes the hunt for rare and valuable coins an exciting and rewarding pursuit that in the end, the 1959 quarter-dollar coin serves as a reminder of the rich history of American coinage, and of the ways in which currency can become more than just a medium of exchange. For some, these coins are investments; for others, they are symbols of a bygone era. Regardless of their purpose, the 1959 quarter-dollar coin remains a sought-after piece in the world of numismatics, with its value continuing to rise as collectors and investors continue to search for the rarest and most significant coins. Whether as a symbol of history, a collectible treasure, or a lucrative investment, the 1959 quarter holds an enduring appeal for those who appreciate the stories behind the coins that shape our world.